Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am here live at Warrior Ice Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, here to bring you this high school girls hockey game between the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Weymouth High Wildcats. Brookline playing the end of a shortened season after several delays due to COVID-19. And we'll see how this game plays out. Weymouth has their starting five taking the ice. On the ice, we see number 9, Molly Coughlin, number 12, Sierra Melanson, number 18, Sophia Bucari, and trying to see that last jersey number, looks like number 25, Ella Bates. Brookline now coming out onto the ice. They've got number 77, Jenna Rosetto, number 17, Nina Luby, number 19, Olivia Boyd, number 18, Misha Akin, and I believe the last one over on the far side is Gray Davis. Face-off is dropped. It's poked forward, and it's taken by Weymouth. They get across the blue line, being chased by the defense. It gets down to the corner, recovered by Ella Bates. She turns around, tries an outlet pass, but can't get it through. It's poked away, but then recovered by Melanson. Melanson, a long shot, well wide, and now it goes to the right corner, where once again it's tracked down by Weymouth. That was Bates who tried to poke it through, but again, the Brookline defense swarms, and now they're trying to clear it once again. But it goes back to Melanson, who keeps the attack going until it's stolen away and cleared out of the Brookline zone. A battle for it in the neutral zone, ultimately recovered by Melanson. She tries to push it forward, taken for a second by Rosetto, but then taken away. And now after an attempted drive is pushed away, Brookline once again trying to clear it out. A pass from Rosetto across to Luby, and Luby lifts it into the Brookline bench. That's going to be a stoppage. So we'll have a face-off in the Brookline zone here. Weymouth with the early possession advantage thus far. Face-off is poked away and covered up by Brookline goalie Abby Spiller. And now another Brookline zone face-off. And it's poked off the ref's foot and ultimately recovered by Brookline's Julia Janowski. She sends it around the boards. It's recovered for a second by Weymouth, but now there's a bit of a scrum for the puck. Few players in there, poked away by Brookline, and it's taken away. That was Diane Lee who pushed it into the neutral zone, but now Weymouth trying to take it back. The scrum goes back to a Brookline player and then back into the scrum. And now we're in the Brookline attack zone, as that is Emily Bisbee who's trying to push it through, but she gets swarmed by a couple defenders, and Brookline takes it back. Brookline's Meredith Alon trying to get it through the neutral zone, lost control of it. Another scrum for the puck, and it looks like Brookline's going to recover it. This is Diane Lee taking it across the blue line into the attack zone, gets bodied by a defender, and a loose puck is picked up by Maggie Coffey O'Reilly for a second, but then she lost it, and now it's taken through. This is Emily Bisbee all by herself for Weymouth, trying to weave through a couple of defenders, ran out of room and couldn't get a shot off, and she has to push it away. Weymouth trying to stay on the attack, but Brookline takes it away. And now we got a scrum along the boards, so trying to get it. It's poked away by a Weymouth player to the back end of the boards. Recovered by Brookline and pushed along the boards, but then taken by Weymouth's number 6, Mary Sargent. Couple passes around, a long shot attempt is blocked by a defender, and now Brookline recovers, and they're on the move again into the neutral zone, and now into the attack zone. I believe that was Olivia Boyd, but it was poked away. A nice poke by number 3, Isabel Hajar. Weymouth gets into the attack zone, but now the Brookline defense comes and pushes it away. They get it back across the blue line into the neutral zone, recovered by Weymouth's number 14, Angelina Palmer. Pushes it over to Hajar, now back to Palmer. Palmer lost control of it. Gray Davis chasing it down for Brookline, pushes it towards the net, but wide. Perhaps looking for a pass, but nobody there. An attempted outlet pass by Weymouth is picked off, but the loose puck is ultimately poked into the neutral zone. Chased down by Maggie Coffey O'Reilly, but she has her pocket picked. This is a breakaway chance and stopped by Spiller. And a rebound chance almost, I think it might have gone off the post, as Brookline now trying to clear it. That was number 9, Molly Coughlin, who had the initial chance there, but just ran out of room. And now puck goes off the back boards in the Brookline end. They send it around the boards, but ultimately taken by number 15, Ren Abound. Abound battling across the backboards with a couple Brookline defenders. It's ultimately pushed away. And it goes back to number 18, Sophia Bukari, who pushed it back in. Now battling for the puck once again. Attempted clear by Brookline. Recovered once again by Bukari. A pass, now a shot saved by Spiller. A long shot by Ella Bates, didn't quite have the juice on it. And easily recovered by Brookline goalie Abby Spiller. This will be another Brookline zone face-off. 18:41 left here in the first of 2 periods. Face-off is won cleanly by Brookline's Olivia Boyd, recovered by Jenna Rosetto. She started to get swarmed by a couple of Weymouth players, so she pushes it along the boards. Brookline still trying to clear it out, but it's taken away. That's Ella Bates again, trying to push it through a couple players, and now we got a bit of a scrum for the puck. It ultimately goes back to Brookline. Cleared out for a second, but Bukari pushes it back in. That was Nina Luby who tried to clear it out. And now after the puck goes around the boards, Luby chases it down again. But now we got a bit of a scrum in the corner. It's ultimately pushed out. Recovered by Brookline's Diane Lee. And she's trying to take it. She's got it into the neutral zone, being chased by Sierra Melanson. She gets into the Weymouth zone, still chasing it. Tracks down along the backboards, but swarmed by Weymouth defenders. And we're going to have our first whistle. It looks like we're going to get a penalty called on Weymouth's number 15, Ren Abound. And so Brookline will be on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Brookline sends out number 7, Julia Janowski, number 8, Gray Davis, number 9, Riley Lackey, number 22, Diane Lee, and the face-off goes back to Lackey. Lackey pushes it, nobody there, being chased down by Janowski. Janowski recovers it. Spins around on a defender, starts to move towards the net. Attempted tap pass is deflected, but Janowski recovers, sends it back to Lackey. Lackey, a long shot deflection. Oh, just wide. Almost a nice deflection by Gray Davis. Rebound recovered by Lee. Lee sends it forward, looking for Davis. It goes along the boards, but is stolen away by Grace Lobenstein. Pushed along, and now after a scrum for the puck, it's won by Brookline. This is Nita Luby shot. Save by Weymouth goalie Mackenzie Silva. Line change for Weymouth as they remain on the penalty kill, and we get ready for a Weymouth zone faceoff. Faceoff won by Brookline, goes back to Lackey, a pass over to Nina Luby. Luby pushes it ahead. It goes to Gray Davis, who had a dangerous chance, but it's poked away by Silva. Gray Davis tries to force it back towards the net. It got dangerous for a second, but ultimately pushed away by Weymouth, and now they're coming on the attack. This is number 14 for Weymouth, skating it all the way to the corner, now around the back. Tries to push through, but too many defenders. Now Brookline, we've got a whistle as there's a Brookline player down on the ice. I think this is Gray Davis who is down for Brookline. That power play got in quite the turnaround as Weymouth's Angelina Palmer moved on the attack, but as Brookline tried to recover it, it looks like Julia Janowski actually was the one who took a bit of a tough fall. She's being looked at by the staff right now. Looks like they're taking a look at her right leg as they are stretching it out, trying to see what's going on here. Now the Brookline staffers trying to help Janowski to her feet. And Janowski is up on her feet now, trying to keep that right leg off the ice as staffers help her off the ice here. That is certainly tough, and we certainly hope it's nothing major as Julia Janowski comes over to the Brookline bench to have a seat and a more thorough examination. And so the game must go on. 16:57 left here in the first of 2 periods. Brookline still a minute 1 left on the power play, and the faceoff is won by Olivia Boyd of Brookline, pushed back to Nina Luby, who sends it into the neutral zone to Diane Lee. Lee trying to fight through a defender. The puck gets through and is pushed into the attack zone by Boyd, but they're waiting for a number of Weymouth defenders. They cleared out to the neutral zone, but it's recovered by Jenna Rosetto. Passed over to Luby. Now attempted pass over to Lee. It goes off her foot and is taken away by Weymouth's number 5. That is Delaney Miller, who had it for a second, but now poked away by Brookline. Brookline into the attack zone now. That's Gray Davis with it, but chased down by Isabel Hajar and poked away. Sent around the boards. Weymouth had it for a second, but Nina Luby trying to fight for it. And now a long clear by Weymouth sends it all the way back to the Brookline end. 17 seconds left in the power play. Rosetto recovers it, pushes it along the boards for Luby, who tries to continue to send it along the boards. And after a bit of a loose puck is recovered by Meredith Alond. Alond trying to get it through the attack zone. She passes it, and it's batted away. But now it goes back to the Weymouth end, and I think they're going to call a whistle. Not exactly sure on that one. Nice defense there by Sophia Bucari. Now we've got a neutral zone face-off, and it's still being fought for. Bit of a scrum along the boards. Ultimately poked ahead by Weymouth. And now there's a real chance there. This is Ella Bates with the puck down in the left corner. Whiffed on a bit of a pass, but ultimately recovered by number 15, sent back to number 12, Sierra Melanson. Melanson sends it towards the hole, but it's well wide and goes into the right corner. Recovered again by Bates. Sends it back to Bucari. Shot, and it goes off of a Brookline player's foot and is recovered by Brookline. Cleared into the neutral zone, but Bucari recovers. Sends it down along the back boards on the Brookline end, being chased after by Riley Lackey, but also Weymouth's number 15, Renna Bound. It's pushed back, recovered by Bates, who sends it along the other side to nobody, but it's ultimately recovered, pushed back to Sophia Bucari, passed ahead, missed, recovered by Nina Luby, and a couple passes. Brookline trying to clear it out, but can't do it, as once again Bucari there, a wall along the blue line. But finally, Brookline gets a lifted clear. Bounces off the boards and being chased after. This is Gray Davis, who's now got it on the Weymouth end. And a slow push towards the net goes wide. Easily recovered by Weymouth. They start on the attack, but now it's stolen away by Olivia Boyd. Boyd fights through one defender, pushes it towards the net, well wide. And recovered by Weymouth. The attempted pass ahead is deflected and taken away by Diane Lee, who skates back to her own zone to recover and reset. Gets around one player, but loses track of the puck. And now there's a scrum along the boards with a couple players, and ultimately pushed ahead. Weymouth's number 10 had it for a second, but lost control as it's now pushed around the boards by Brookline, recovered by Meredith Alond, who takes it into the neutral zone. Attempted pass goes just past the reach of Diane Lee, instead recovered by Weymouth's number 11, and pushed ahead into the Brookline zone. Nice play by Anna Rice there. It's recovered in the left corner by Brookline, pushed ahead. That was Misha Akin, who's trying to pass it to Diane Lee, who couldn't chase it down. Taken away by Weymouth as they get into the attack zone, being chased by a couple Brookline defenders. Oh, open chance here. Shot. Save by Spiller. No, everybody lost track of the puck. Attempted rebound chance. Save again by Spiller. A dangerous chance there for Weymouth. They had a few players on the attack there, including number 6, Mary Sargent, and number 10, Victoria Clancy. And Abby Spiller with a nice point-blank save, and after she lost track of the puck, she still managed to fall on the rebound shot, so this will be a Brookline zone face-off. Once again by Olivia Boyd of Brookline. It goes back to Rosetto, who sends it along the boards. And Brookline trying to get it out of there. Olivia Boyd's got it into the neutral zone. She's got some speed into the Weymouth zone, but sandwiched between two defenders, poked away. Boyd tried to recover along the back, but it's poked away again and recovered by Emily Bisbee. Bisbee brings it into the neutral zone. Passes over to number 5, Delaney Miller, who gets it across. A pass back and a shot deflected into the air. A battle in the crease, and they're going to blow the whistle and blow it dead. Dangerous shot there by number 19, Mayred O'Connell, on the pass back by Delaney Miller, as I believe it was Bisbee who was screening the goalie and almost deflected it into the air, but ultimately play blown dead. Brookline zone faceoff. It ultimately goes back to Weymouth defender number 14 as her long shot is saved by Abby Spiller. That was Angelina Palmer who launched the shot. So we'll have another Brookline zone faceoff. Puck is dropped. It's won cleanly. It goes back to Hajar. Long shot saved by Spiller. And a clear by Brookline goes all the way straight back to the Weymouth end. But no bounce off the board, so no icing call. Recovered by Palmer. Palmer skating with it into the neutral zone. She's got some speed, passes it ahead. It was recovered by O'Connell for a second, but then Rosetto poked it away for Brookline. Now Jenna Rosetto skating with it. She's gotten into the neutral zone. And forgive me, this is Nina Luby now in the attack zone. Shot save by Silva. Cleared away. Brookline had it for a second, but then ultimately taken by, and this is a breakaway now for Weymouth. Mayred O'Connell all by herself going for the shot. Saved by Spiller! And now Brookline trying to clear it out after a great breakaway save by Abby Spiller. There's a scrum for the puck, and we got a whistle that'll stop play here. Heads up pass by Weymouth as the puck got to Mayred O'Connell with nobody in front of her except the goalie. Tried to fake out Abby Spiller, but Spiller with a nice save as the Brookline zone faceoff goes all the way back to Sophia Bookery. Shot. Oh! Spiller lost track of it for a second, but still makes the save. Puck goes into the neutral zone, recovered again by Bookery. Pushes it ahead, but ultimately results in a scrum along the boards. Ultimately gets tapped back to Bookery again. She tries to send it through, but taken by Nina Luby. Luby tries to pass it to herself off the boards, but ends up in a scrum for the puck, and it gets pushed into the Brookline end. Riley Lackey chasing it down for Brookline. She sends it along the boards, looking for Meredith Alond. Alond has it, but has it taken away by Sierra Melanson, pushed into space, and taken again by Lackey, who trying to clear it out, but too many Weymouth players. They push it into the right corner. Sent along the boards. Collected by Diane Lee, who's now skating behind the net. Pushes it out, but recovered by Bookery, who then sends it back in. And this time taken by number 9, Molly Coughlin, who was battling along the boards for it. Ultimately gets poked away to Ella Bates. Sent back to Bookery. Bookery passes it over to a wide open Sierra Melanson. Melanson looking for a chance. Long shot saved by Spiller. Recovered along the back by number 15. Passed back to Sophia Bookery. Bookery couldn't get a handle on it and couldn't get the shot off. Diane Lee takes it away as Bookery lost her balance. Lee skating in the neutral zone. An attempted diving poke by number 15, but recovered again by Lee. Still skating in the attack zone. Tries to send a through pass, but too much traffic. Deflected away by Coughlin and sent over to Ella Bates. Bates now trying to skate her way through. Ella Bates into the neutral zone. Now into the attack zone. Couple defenders between her and the net, and she tries a pass. It goes wide. Recovered by Coughlin. Coughlin sends it through to Bates. Bates with the attempted shot. Oh, is that in? They're going to say it's in. Ella Bates with the first goal of the game off the assist from Molly Coughlin. Bates was starting to lose control of the puck. She sent almost a desperate poke, and it just skipped away from Abby Spiller and just barely crossed that red line into the low corner of the net. Weymouth takes a 1-0 lead. Face off in the center, ultimately taken by Gray Davis. Davis lifts it into the Weymouth zone, blocked by Silva. Taken around the back by Grace Lobenstein. Sends a long pass along, but it goes long. Had for a second by Maggie Coffey O'Reilly. Taken away by Weymouth for a second, and ultimately, I think, cleared onto an open door in the Brookline bench by Gray Davis. Pushing it ahead was number 6, Mary Sargent, who will now be taking the neutral zone face-off against Olivia Boyd. And it's won by Sargent, goes back to number 11, Anna Rice, who sends it forward. And now Weymouth has it in the attack zone. Sargent was fighting for it, but had it poked away by Brookline. Pass goes to Diane Lee, who's trying to get it into the attack zone. She does, but she's being chased by Rice, who pokes it away. Sends it ahead to 21, Rebecca Brooks. Brooks now skating with it. Sends a pass across to number 10. We got a 3-on-1 here. 10 goes for the shot, saved by Spiller. That shot by number 10, Victoria Clancy, could not get past Abby Spiller as Brookline manages to clear it along into the Weymouth end, but recovered by Weymouth. They start trying to go on the attack again. This is 21, Rebecca Brooks, skating with it. Pass to Sargent. Sargent with the shot, saved by Spiller. Recovered by Gray Davis. Davis pushes it into the neutral zone, trying to get through into the attack zone. She does. Dumps it to the back end. Recovered by Grace Lobenstein. Lobenstein now skating with it. trying to get it out into the neutral zone. She does just that, still going. Now into the attack zone. Lobenstein being chased by a couple Brookline players, but they can't catch up to her. She sends a nice pass and a couple attempted shot. It's a scrum now in the slot, and it's recovered by 19 shots, and it goes wide. That was number 19, Mayred O'Connell, who again had a nice attack chance, but nothing doing there. And now we got a whistle after it was cleared into the neutral zone by Brookline. And it looks like we're going to have another penalty on Weymouth. This is going to be against number 5, Delaney Miller. 8:40 left in the first half of this game. Weymouth 1, Brookline nothing. The lone score coming from Weymouth's Ella Bates on the assist by Molly Coughlin. And now with Delaney Miller in the box, Brookline will have the power play for 2 minutes. The Weymouth zone faceoff is ultimately won by Weymouth. This is Emily Bisbee. Bisbee skating in the neutral zone, threw into the attack zone, but ultimately poked away by Nina Luby. Luby sends it ahead. Recovered for a second by Olivia Boyd, but she lost control of it. And it's recovered again by Brookline in their own zone. Riley Lackey tried to push it ahead, but it was out of reach of Rosie Carew Lyons and gets taken by Weymouth. Now Angelina Palmer skating with it into the Brookline end. Attempted pass for Bisbee is deflected. Recovered by Isabel Hajar. Long shot goes wide. Now recovered by Luby for Brookline. She sends it along the boards. Stopped by Palmer. Scrum for the puck. And Boyd sends it back to Luby. Luby now skating with it herself. Gets into the neutral zone. Still skating with it. Nina Luby all by herself as the Brookline performs a line change. Finally gets a pass to Lee. It's deflected and taken away by Weymouth for a second, but ends up getting pushed back to number 11, Sophia Hauser. Hauser now taking it into the attack zone. And a shot saved by Silva. Angelina Palmer with the recovery for Weymouth. Tries to send it out of the zone. It deflects off a couple players, but gets into the neutral zone. Attempted insert by Brookline is recovered by Palmer, and she fights her way through. Passes it ahead. This is number 9, Molly Coughlin, now fighting it for it in the left corner. Killing plenty of time on this penalty here with this attempted push. Recovered by Brookline, and a long pass goes to nobody but Angelina Palmer. Palmer tries to fight ahead, but it's poked away by Diane Lee. And now a pass by Brookline goes wide. Attempted for Meredith Alond. Isabel Hajar chasing it down. Sends it off the boards, looking for Coughlin. Coughlin now fighting along the boards for it. Gets poked away, recovered by Palmer. Palmer turns around, sends it along the boards. Deflected by Alond. Coffey O'Reilly couldn't take it, and it's taken and poked ahead by Coughlin. Sent ahead to number 15. Shot deflected and saved, and another rebound shot saved by Spiller. Ran a bound, had some juicy chances there, but nothing doing. The penalty is over. Weymouth skating with full strength, and a couple deflections go right to the goalie, and it's covered up by Spiller. Ella Bates wanted that shot on the cross, but didn't quite have the timing and location right. And so it deflects off her skate and slides harmlessly to Abby Spiller. Brookline zone faceoff, won by Weymouth. That's number 10 trying to push around the back, and now it's into the crease but taken out by Brookline. That's Nina Luby who clears it into the neutral zone. Now Sophia Bukari pushes it ahead to Rebecca Brooks. Brooks trying to push her way through. She gets through a couple defenders, now skating towards the net. Oh, dangerous deflection, but saved by Spiller. Now Weymouth trying to reset. Bukari was looking to pass to Melanson, deflected for a second, but recovered by Melanson. Now goes into the corner. Luby trying to clear it, but it's taken. The attempted insert, though, is collected by Luby. Tries to send it out. Another fight for the puck. Luby sends it along the back end. Almost a scrum along the boards, but ultimately inserted, and attempted shot by Coughlin is jammed, and it gets pushed away, recovered by Melanson. Melanson trying to fight her way through towards the slot. Still a scrum for the puck, and ultimately recovered by Nina Luby. Luby sends a couple of passes to herself off the boards, lost track of one, and it's poked back into the Brookline end. Now a pass into the neutral zone off the boards, and it's heading towards the back end. This might be icing, but instead it's chased down by Sierra Melanson. Passed over to Mayred O'Connell. O'Connell into the neutral zone. Pass goes off the skate of Diane Lee. Recovered, though, by Weymouth. That was Sophia Bukari. Had it poked away, though, back into the neutral zone. Weymouth resetting on their attack. This is Sierra Melanson. Melanson sends it into the Brookline end, recovered by Nina Luby, who pushes it into the neutral zone. My mistake, that's Sophia Hauser, who had pushed it away. Weymouth sends it into the Brookline end, recovered by Jenna Rosetto. Rosetto sends it along the boards. Battle for the puck, ultimately going back and forth, and then recovered by Bisbee. Sent back to Lobenstein. Sent across, and now sent ahead, and now taken by Mayred O'Connell. O'Connell skating with it. A 2-on-2 shot by O'Connell, saved, and a juicy rebound couldn't be collected by Emily Bisbee, and it's cleared out. Still in the Brookline end, and O'Connell sweeps in to pick up a loose puck. Tries to get it out of the corner, can't do it. Bisbee recovers and sends it out of the corner. Gets deflected back. Recovered by 11, pass, shot saved by Spiller. O'Connell had a nice one-timer chance there. As now the battle for the rebound is recovered by Diane Lee along the boards. She sends it around the back, but it's taken away by Bisbee. Bisbee trying to fight her way through. It gets poked away, goes back to Lobenstein. Long shot deflected by a defender, recovered by O'Connell, shot wide. And now another battle for the board, and ultimately it's recovered by Gray Davis. Davis into the neutral zone, passes over to Diane Lee. Lee skating into the Weymouth zone, going along the near side, and pushed down by Grace Lobenstein, and I think they're going to call the penalty on Grace Lobenstein, as we've got a whistle. But it looks like no one's going to the box, so I misread the situation there. And it seems like we're going to have a neutral zone face-off. 3:29 left in the first half. Weymouth 1, Brookline 0. As we get ready for a Brookline zone face-off, near side towards the Weymouth end. And the face-off is won for a second by Weymouth, but it goes right to Nina Luby, who tries to send it ahead, but too many Weymouth players. Now we got a scrum for it in the neutral zone. And it's ultimately recovered by Weymouth's number 15, Renna Bound, trying to skate her way through. Tries a centering pass, too much traffic, and poked away by Brookline, but recovered by Ella Bates. She tries to insert, but taken by Nina Luby, who sends it along the boards, deflected. And now it's recovered by Brookline. This is Olivia Boyd trying to skate her way through into the attack zone. Tries to push it to the back, but it's recovered by Angelina Palmer. Palmer turns around, skates along behind the net, looking for an outlet. Tries to pass, deflected for a second, but then taken. This is Renna Bound who's skating. We got a 2-on-1. A Bound passes wide of Bates. Bates goes back to recover it, and Bates can't get it through her defender, and it's sent along the boards. Recovered by Isabel Hajar, who passes it in, and this is Ella Bates, turns around, shoots, saved by Spiller. Sent along the back end, but recovered again by Bates. Bates sends the pass back. Recovered by Hajar, long shot, saved by Spiller. Rebound recovered, saved by Spiller. That was Coughlin who had the other chance, and ultimately a push back towards the net is covered up by Spiller. And we'll have a Brookline zone face-off. Abby Spiller busy in this first half. The last push towards the net came from number 6, Mary Sargent. Now getting ready for the Brookline zone face-off. It's won cleanly. Goes back to Sophia Bukari. Shot, glove saved by Spiller. So now we'll have another Brookline zone face-off. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left in the half. Face-off is sent back to Bukari once again. She tries to send it in, but it's deflected into the air. Goes over the net and to the back. Recovered along the back by Weymouth, but swarmed by Brookline players. And they try and get it out, but it's recovered by Bukari and sent back into the Brookline zone. Pass along the back line to Riley Lackey. Lackey trying to send it through for a clear, but intercepted and stolen by Rebecca Brooks. She fakes out her defender, goes for a shot. Saved by Spiller again, and she covers up. Rebecca Brooks put the moves on her defender to get herself an open look at the net, but Abby Spiller denying Weymouth these great shots again and again. Another Brookline zone face-off. Goes back to Bukari. Passed over to Sierra Melanson. Melanson sends an insert. Bit of a deflection. Couldn't be recovered cleanly. Sent along the back. Sent back into the slot, but poked out by Brookline. And I think we're going to have a trip here, and we are. It was Sophia Bukari who tripped up Gray Davis. And so she's going to be sent to the penalty box. And so for the last Minute and 33 seconds of this first half. Brookline is going to be on the power play. And in addition, they'll have 27 more seconds on the power play in the second half. So now we'll have a face-off over in the Weymouth end as Brookline goes on the power play again. Face-off won by Weymouth. And it's cleared back into the neutral zone. Recovered by Sophia Hauser, who dumps it into the Weymouth end. Goes along the back, being chased after by Grace Lobenstein, who manages to fight her way out of the scrum along the boards. And now skating into the neutral zone. Still Lobenstein, now into the attack zone, trying to get around the last defender, puts up a shot, she scores! I don't believe it. Grace Lobenstein, who was pinned along the boards in her own zone, pushes her way out, skates into the neutral zone, outspeeds her defender in the attack zone, and sends a shot that goes past Abby Spiller for the shorthanded goal. Weymouth now with a 2-0 lead. Minute 7 left in the half. Center ice faceoff goes back to Lobenstein, who sends it along the boards. Recovered by Hauser. She tries to push it ahead. And now, after a couple passes, this is Weymouth on the attack, and we've got an offsides. Weymouth was trying to get something going. That was a pass from Rena Bound to Emily Bisbee, but just mistimed. And so we have a neutral zone face-off won immediately by a Bound. She goes on the attack. Shot deflected by a defender. Rebound recovered by Emily Bisbee in the left corner. Sends it back to Lobenstein. Lobenstein inserts, and it's wide of everybody and goes to the back end and now over to the side. Olivia Boyd was trying to fight her way through, but got too crowded. An attempted clear by the defender doesn't work. But now Brookline manages to rip it away, and it goes back to Nina Luby. Pass ahead, skips away from Olivia Boyd. Recovered by Lobenstein. Grace Lobenstein skating once again into the attack zone. We know she's dangerous. Trying to get around her defender. Can't do it this time as she's pinned to the back by Sophia Hauser. The loose puck is recovered by Gray Davis. Davis skating with it. Just 10 seconds left in the half. Davis into the neutral zone. Just dumps it into the Weymouth end. And it's covered up by Mackenzie Silva. 3.2 seconds left in this first half. 30 seconds left on the Brookline power play. Weymouth leads 2-0 off of goals by Ella Bates and Grace Lobenstein. The Weymouth zone face-off is won by Brookline. Goes back to Luby. Luby shot deflected by a defender. Recovered shot and save by Silva. Clock would have stopped it anyway. So that's going to do it for the first half of play here at Warrior Arena. The score after 22.5 minutes of play, Weymouth 2, Brookline 0. The goals coming first from Ella Bates on the assist by Molly Coughlin, and then an unassisted score by Grace Lobenstein, shorthanded. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'll be back with the second half of this game after a mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warrior Ice Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here to bring you the second half of this high school girls hockey game between the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Weymouth High Wildcats. After the first 22.5 minutes of this game, Weymouth holds a 2-0 lead over Brookline. First goal coming from the younger side of their roster as 8th grader Ella Bates scored off an assist from freshman Molly Coughlin on a scrappy poke that just got past Brookline goalie Abby Spiller. The second goal coming from the other end from senior co-captain Grace Lobenstein, who fought her way out of the corner of her own end through to the neutral zone, to the attack zone, and then to the back of the net to give Weymouth the shorthanded goal and a 2-0 lead. We now resume with Brookline still holding 27 seconds left on a power play from the end of the first half as Sophia Bucari returns to the penalty box for Weymouth after committing the late penalty that ultimately actually set Weymouth up for the shorthanded score by Lobenstein. Puck is dropped, and the faceoff is won by Weymouth. It goes back to Angelina Palmer, trying to clear it out of her own end, but fought against by Diane Lee. And ultimately, the puck goes loose and is picked up by number 15, Renna Bound, who tries to clear it, but it's sent back in by Nina Luby, recovered by Palmer. Palmer still trying to clear it out. And she clears it, and ultimately, it's picked up by a bound into the attack zone around her defender, going for a shot, scores! Renna Bound with the second shorthanded goal of this power play for Weymouth, spanning between two different halves. Used her speed to skate around her defender, and now Weymouth has a 3-0 lead with 2 seconds left on the power play. Center ice face-off goes to Diane Lee. Bucari comes out of the penalty box as Lee gets across the blue line, but not much further. It's poked away by a bound, and a battle in the neutral zone. It goes into the Brookline end, being chased after by a bound. A bound skating around the back. Sends a pass all the way back to Angelina Palmer. Palmer with a long shot goes high over everybody and to the back end. Recovered by Brookline. That's Meredith Alond who's trying to push her way through, but it's taken away by Molly Coughlin, pushed along the back. Being chased after by Brookline's Jenna Rosetto. She recovers it, sends it back around the other way. Pass completed to Nina Luby. Luby skating. Getting away from the Weymouth players, trying to clear her way out. Tries to pass it to herself, but doesn't get the angle. Another push by Meredith Alon is recovered by Isabel Hajar and pushed back to the back end. Still in the Brookline end now. Luby once again trying to clear it out. Runs into too many players. And she's still trying to fight her way through. Almost lost it, but she recovered it. Pushed it along the back end. Can't seem to pass it through, though. And now it's taken and shot, slightly deflected and pushed away. That was number 5, Delaney Miller. Rosetto has it along behind the net, but she's being sandwiched by 2 players from Weymouth. Puck goes loose and ultimately taken for a second by Weymouth, and instead it gets pushed back. The loose puck recovered by Angelina Palmer. Palmer tries to push it inside. Recovered by Bisbee for a second, but poked away by Nina Luby. Palmer keeps it in the Brookline zone, being chased by a couple players, and her pass is intercepted by Meredith Alond, who pushes it into the neutral zone to nobody. And so Weymouth gets possession back again. This is Mayred O'Connell, who has it poked away, recovered by Sierra Melanson. Melanson trying to push it through. Loose puck picked up by O'Connell. O'Connell handling it along the boards, but well defended, and Brookline takes it away. This is Diane Lee skating with it. And she loses it, and it's recovered by Miller for a second, but she lost track of it and ultimately pushed into the neutral zone by Jenna Rosetto. Weymouth pushed it along the back end, and Brookline was looking for an icing call, didn't get it. Now a long, clear attempt by Brookline. This will probably go for icing. Or not. Recovered by Sophia Bucari. She tries to pass it along the boards. Can't do it. And now a battle in the neutral zone for the puck. And it rolls the way to Riley Lackey, who passes it for Rosie Carew Lyons. Carew Lyons on the attack, but well defended. Pushed away by Bucari. And it goes to Rebecca Brooks. Rebecca Brooks now into the attack zone. 2-on-2 situation. Shot pushed away by Spiller. And recovered along the back by Sophia Hauser, who's now skating it through the neutral zone into the attack zone. Looking for some backup. She managed to skate around behind the net. Tries to poke it through, but too many defenders there. It's cleared away for a second. Recovered by O'Keen. And now recovered by Carew Lyons. Attempted shots blocked by Bucari, and it goes into the corner. Brooks clears it out. Sends it into the neutral zone. This is number 10, Victoria Clancy, who takes it into the attack zone. Shot saved by Spiller. It was a 2-on-1 with Victoria Clancy and Mary Sargent. Only one Brookline defender between them. Clancy decided to go for the shot, but easily picked up by Abby Spiller. 18:39 left in the second half. Weymouth 3, Brookline nothing. Brookline zone face-off is fought for and ultimately pushed back to Grace Lobenstein of Weymouth, who now pushes it across. An attempted long shot by number 11 is deflected by a couple players. That was Anna Rice on the shot attempt there. Puck sent along the boards. Weymouth trying to reset. Pass deflected but recovered by Rice. Sends it into the Brookline zone. Attempted clearing pass is deflected. goes along the boards and into the neutral zone. Taken by Molly Coughlin. And now after a fight for the loose puck, it's still being fought for, and Ella Bates wins the battle. Shot just wide. Bates chases down her own rebound, sends it back to Rice. Rice with a long shot, saved by Spiller. Of course, with this being the last game of this shortened 2021 winter season, this will be the last game of the ice hockey career for Brookline seniors Nina Luby, Misha Akin, and Abby Spiller. We got a Brookline zone face-off. Won by Brookline, but the ref whistling might have been a false start by somebody. 17:53 left in the second half. Weymouth 3, Brookline 0. Brookline zone face-off won by Brookline. Sent back to Rosetto, but it's poked away from her. Recovered by Emily Bisbee along the back end. She tried an outlet pass, but taken away by Brookline. Now a pass over to Olivia Boyd, and she gets crowded, and it's taken away. Bisbee skates into the attack zone, poked away from her for a second, but she recovered. Poked away, and this time she doesn't recover. Rosie Carew-Lyons trying to clear it out. And instead it goes back to Hauser, but Hauser loses it. Shot by O'Connell, saved by Spiller. O'Connell collects her own rebound. Attempted centering pass, goes through to nobody, but all the way back to Palmer. Palmer with a long shot, goes wide. And not covered up. Juicy rebound by Weymouth, and the shot is saved by Spiller. I believe that was number 15, ran a bound. Oh, no, my mistake. It's number 5, Delaney Miller, who I believe had the chance at that rebound shot, but saved again by Spiller. Brookline zone faceoff is ultimately won by Weymouth. Attempted centering pass is deflected and taken away by Brookline. This is Diane Lee bringing it around the back and trying to skate her way out of her own zone. She manages to push it into the neutral zone, but it's recovered by Bucari, who tried to bring it forward but deflected away. Recovered by Mary Sargent, who sends it into the neutral zone. A deflection, and it's recovered by Mary Sargent herself. Sargent pushes her way into the attack zone. Loose puck recovered and shot, but saved by Spiller. Shot made by Victoria Clancy. Now the puck is cleared by Brookline. It goes all the way to the back end, and this time they are going to call icing. 16:32 left in the second half of this game. Weymouth 3, Brookline 0. As they get ready for another Brookline zone faceoff. Goes cleanly back to Brookline, sent along the boards by Nina Luby. And recovered by Melanson, who sends it to Clancy. Shot turned away by Spiller. Rebound recovered by Rebecca Brooks, sent back to Bucari, sent back to Brooks, but poked away. Recovered by Bucari and sends it along to Melanson. Melanson a long chance. Oh, what a deflection! It's in! Are they going to count it, or are they going to call a high stick? That was Mary Sargent who deflected the high shot by Sierra Melanson into the net. But they're going to say no goal. They're going to say a high stick on Mary Sargent. Weymouth thought they had their 4th goal of the game, but instead we'll have a Weymouth zone face-off after the high stick call. Face-off won by Weymouth, goes back to Grace Lobenstein, sends it along the boards, and sent back into the corner by Brookline, recovered by number 11, Anna Rice, passes it over to Ella Bates. Bates sends it along the back. Being chased down by Renna Bound. Sends it into the neutral zone. Recovered by Hauser, who tries to push it ahead. Nothing doing. Taken away by a Bound. A Bound now in the attack zone. Pass looking for Bates. Goes wide. Recovered by Gray Davis. And Davis has it taken away. That's Anna Rice, who sends it along the back. Chased down by Meredith Alond of Brookline, who passes a long crossing pass to Gray Davis. Davis skating with it in the neutral zone, loses control, and it's recovered by Ella Bates. Bates skates around her defender, forces her way into the attack zone, sends it to the back, and it's recovered by Renna Bound. A Bound skating out of the back, attempted pass into the slot, but deflected away and cleared by Brookline, but still in the Brookline zone. Anna Rice, a long shot, and it's in! Anna Rice with Weymouth's 4th goal of the game after it seemed like Brookline had cleared themselves out of danger. Rice sends a long fly ball, or fly puck, whatever you want to call it. And Abby Spiller couldn't track it down, and it hits the high left corner. Weymouth now leads Brookline 4-0. 15 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the second half, as games this year played with two 22.5-minute halves as opposed to the usual 3 15-minute periods. Face-off at center ice, won by Weymouth. It goes back to Angelina Palmer. Sends it ahead for Bisbee. Bisbee sandwiched between a couple Brookline players. A scrum for the puck along the boards. Ultimately goes loose and recovered by Maeve Lastly. Lastly pushes it to Rosie Carew-Lyons, who gets into the attack zone. Pass wide of Lastly. Goes into the corner, recovered by Palmer. Palmer sends it along the boards. Loose puck. Battled for, won by Rosie Carew-Lyons. Tries to force her way through, nothing doing. Pushed back into the Weymouth zone. Then pushed back out into the neutral zone. And now Brookline takes it for a second, but then it's taken away by Weymouth. And Weymouth sends it into the Brookline zone, into the back end, but that's going to be icing. The attempted attack by Delaney Miller goes too far, and now we'll have a Weymouth zone face-off off of the icing. 14:29 left here in the second half at Warrior Ice Arena. Weymouth leads Brookline 4-0. Face-off is won by Weymouth. And an attempted pass almost taken by Misha Akin, but instead recovered by Isabel Hajar. Sends a nice pass ahead to Mayred O'Connell. O'Connell skating into the attack zone, but poked away. Clutch poke there by the Brookline defense. Goes to Olivia Boyd and now goes back to, I believe, Sophia Hauser, who made the nice poke check there. And now a loose puck being chased after by Boyd. It slides into the Weymouth zone, recovered behind the net by Angelina Palmer. Tries to send a clearing pass. Skips away from everybody, now all the way into the Brookline zone, being chased after. And turned away for a second by Spiller. Oh my gosh, what a shot and a score by Mayred O'Connell! Mayred O'Connell and one of the Brookline defenders, I think it was number 10, Maggie Coffey O'Reilly, were both chasing after the puck. And it was a close chase, so Abby Spiller tried to come out of the net and poke it away, but she missed, and so it deflected right to the stick of O'Connell, who sent a shot as she was falling down to the back of the net. Weymouth 5, Brookline 0. Now we've got a scrum just past the blue line in the Brookline end. Brookline recovers it. This is Diane Lee, who takes it into the neutral zone, but slips and falls and loses the puck. Goes back to the Brookline end, but then Riley Lackey sends a long clear. Off the board, so no icing. Recovered behind the net by Sophia Bucari. Bucari turns around. Attempted pass is almost taken away by Brookline's Gray Davis. Instead, a deflection, and it's taken by Lee. Tapped to Davis. Davis fighting along the back end. Tries a pass. Nothing there, and it's recovered by Sierra Melanson. Melanson sends a pass. Deflects away from one player, and then ultimately recovered by Sophia Hauser, who sends it through into the attack zone. Taken by Gray Davis. Gray Davis with a shot. Save by Mackenzie Silva. Rebound recovered. Passed ahead to Mary Sargent, who then passes for Rebecca Brooks slightly wide. Brooks recovers it. Tries to pass again. Taken for a second. Oh, almost went underneath Spiller, but recovered by the Brookline defense. Brooks was trying to push it through to Victoria Clancy. The puck skipped past a few players, almost past a diving Spiller as it was lost under her foot, but Riley Lackey managed to keep it from crossing the red line into the net. And so it's covered up, and we have Brookline zone faceoff. Almost an immediate shot by Molly Coughlin off the faceoff, but it's deflected. Brookline takes it along the back end, tries to clear, collected by Melanson, but Melanson has it poked away. And now this is Misha Akin, who loses control of it, and it's sent away. And now Weymouth fighting for it. They win it in the neutral zone, and Ella Bates goes offsides as Rena Bound had already slipped across the blue line. Seemed like a Bound had lost her footing there. And instead we'll have a neutral zone face-off after the offsides. Face-off goes back to Grace Lobenstein. Pass over to Anna Rice, who sends it into the Brookline zone, recovered by, I believe, Nina Luby, who clears it into the neutral zone, taken by Lobenstein, who sends it back to the Brookline end. Brookline clears it out again, but it goes back to Lobenstein. Lobenstein sends it back to the Brookline end. they're basically playing catch here. Rosetto collects it along the back end. It's being fought for by a couple players. She sends it along to Nina Luby. Luby trying to clear it out. She gets a bit sandwiched, but then recovers the loose puck. And now she's skating with it. Nina Luby into the neutral zone, now into the attack zone. And she gets sandwiched across the boards by Weymouth, and we've got a whistle. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty called on ran a bound. So a bound will go to the penalty box, and Brookline will have, if I'm not mistaken, its 4th power play opportunity so far of the game. Of course, Brookline has given up 2 shorthanded goals thus far. And the faceoff is won by Bisbee, and she sends it through. Coffey O'Reilly slips and falls, and so now this is Delaney Miller taking it in the Brookline zone. Her shot is deflected, though, and collected by Hauser. Sophia Hauser with a nice deflection, and she now passes it ahead. Brookline into the neutral zone now. This is Olivia Boyd, who has the puck taken away by Bisbee. Deflection goes to Delaney Miller. Miller now in the attack zone. Shot deflected again by Hauser, and recovered on the rebound by Diane Lee. Lee skates it out of the Brookline end into the neutral zone and has the puck poked away just as she was crossing into the attack zone. It gets sent to the neutral zone, and an attempted pass off the boards is ultimately shoveled ahead into the Weymouth end, but now a clear goes all the way back to the Brookline end behind their net. Taken by Nina Luby, 1:05 left in the power play. Luby skating with it, gets around the first defender, now into the attack zone, taking it herself, tries to get around another player, but it's slightly poked away. She recovers, sends it along the back, but it's recovered by Mayred O'Connell. O'Connell now skating with it into the neutral zone, looking for a pass, but nobody there. Skips away from a couple Brookline players, and it's being chased down by Mary Sargent. Sargent sends it around the back. This is going to go back to Isabel Hajar. Hajar passes it over to Palmer. Palmer slipped and lost her balance, but a nice pass over to Sargent in the slot. Sargent's slot is deflected wide. Recovered on the rebound by O'Connell. Shot goes well wide. Rebound now recovered by Nina Luby. Luby lost off her teammate's skate, and now the attempted clear off the boards goes to Hajar. Passed to Sargent for a second, but Sargent lost it. Now taken, I believe that's Sophia Hauser. It's poked away from her, recovered by Rosie Carew Lyons. Pushed into the Weymouth zone, but ultimately deflected over to Angelina Palmer. Palmer now skating with it in the neutral zone, into the attack zone, trying to go around another defender. Shot off the post, it sounds like. Recovered by Luby. Nina Luby skating with it, sends it, goes past Hajar, and ultimately recovered by Rena Bound, who sends it off the boards into the Brookline zone. Recovered by Luby. Luby sends it off the boards, but recovered by Palmer. Passed to Bates. Bates shot high. Rebound recovered by Sophia Bucari. Bucari sends it into the Brookline zone. We are way past the power play now. Rena Bound brings it along the back, pass back to Palmer. Lost it for a second, recovered. Sends a pass over to Bates in the slot. Bates with a shot, and it was wide, but covered up anyway by Abby Spiller. 8:56 left to go in regulation. Weymouth 5, Brookline 0. Brookline zone face-off. Seemed to be won by Weymouth, but ultimately taken by a Brookline player. Poked away, though. And now Weymouth trying to set up the attack. Sierra Melanson has it just past the blue line. Long shot saved by Spiller. Now we got another Brookline zone face-off. And Diane Lee fights her way through with the puck into the neutral zone. Still skating into the attack zone. Around a defender. Got ganged up on, though, and she had to try and pass it away. Nobody was there. Loose puck is pushed away from Luby, and now it's being chased down by a couple of Weymouth players down in the Brookline end. Recovered by Victoria Clancy, whose pass is then deflected. Another pass, dangerous in the slot. Shot, I think it went off the post. Another dangerous shot goes wide and off the back end. Ultimately recovered by Sierra Melanson, who sends it along the boards. Now a battle in the right corner for it, a couple players. And ultimately taken by Brookline. Attempted clear, skips past everybody, and into the Weymouth end. It's taken by Weymouth. They clear it into the neutral zone, but it's taken by Rosie Carew Lyons into the attack zone. Tries to fight through a defender. Can't get her way through, so she sends it along the boards. Nobody there, so it's taken by Sophia Bukari. Tries to pass it through, but gets away from everybody, and I think this is going to be an icing call. It is. .7:34 left. We got a Weymouth zone face-off. It's won by Weymouth. This is Delaney Miller now taking it. Tries to send it past herself along the boards. She's going to have to chase after it. She collects it. Shot saved by Spiller. Juicy rebound saved again by Spiller. Spiller trying to cover it up, and she does. So now we'll have another Brookline zone face-off. 7:21 left. Face-off goes back to Anna Rice. Rice sends a shot through. It goes wide, though, after a couple deflections. Bisbee recovers the rebound, taps it back to Grace Lobenstein. Lobenstein sends it wide on the insert. Recovered along the boards by Rice. Passes it over to Miller. Miller looking for a pass wide of everybody. Goes all the way to the boards. Recovered by Lobenstein. Lobenstein skates into the corner. Attempted centering pass, deflected away. And still someone's trying to recover the loose puck. It's taken by Lobenstein. Lobenstein sends a pass over to Miller. Bounces off her skate, but she recovers. Attempted pass is deflected. Taken along the back boards by Brookline. Sent along. Bisbee recovers, sends it back to Lobenstein. Lobenstein tries to send it through, and it skips wide. Rebound recovered by Miller. Miller sends it in again. Dangerous chance, but once again it goes wide. Brookline still trying to recover it and get it out. And now it looks like Diane Lee skating with it by herself, gets into the neutral zone. Now into the Weymouth zone. Skates into the left corner, running out of space, but she gets along the back, and now it looks like it's going to get taken away by Lobenstein. But we got a scrum for the puck. Won by Brookline, sent back to Nina Luby. Luby sends a long shot deflected by a defender, and rebound collected by that deflector there, Mayred O'Connell. O'Connell across the blue line sends a shot, deflected, skips wide. Recovered along the back by Luby. Luby sends a long pass, goes wide of her target, collected by Palmer. Palmer now skating with it into the Brookline end. Tries to get around a defender. Shot saved by Spiller, but she dropped it for a second. Still a live puck, and the attempted shot by Rennabound is saved by Spiller. Rennabound, one of 5 goal scorers for Weymouth thus far. They've had goals by Abound, Bates, Lobenstein, O'Connell, and Rice. Weymouth still on the attack after that Brookline end face-off. They lose the puck, though, and it's taken by Gray Davis. Davis trying to force her way through. It gets deflected, but she gets into the neutral zone. Again trying to push her way through, and again deflected. It's recovered, pass to Rennabound. Abound trying to skate her way around a couple defenders. Centering pass, deflected, and it goes wide. Dangerous chance by Molly Coughlin. Abound recovers the rebound, tries to send the pass back to Palmer. Palmer lost track of it, recovers, and passes over to Isabel Hajar. Hajar skating with it, sends it ahead for Molly Coughlin, who taps it over to Abound. Abound with the attempted shot goes wide. Recovered by Luby. Luby takes it around the back, trying to clear it out, but instead recovered by Palmer at the blue line and sent back to the corner. Recovered by Coughlin and tapped over to, I believe, Bates, who skated towards the net but lost track of the puck, and it's covered up by Spiller. 4:36 left in the second half here at Warrior Ice Arena. Weymouth leads Brookline 5-0. We have a Brookline zone face-off once again. And it goes cleanly back to Bukari, over to Melanson. Shot goes wide. Recovered along the back up for a second by Brooks, but then taken by Riley Lackey. Attempted clear is collected by Bukari. Bukari starts to skate towards the net, turns around. Turns around again and sends it along the boards. Recovered by Victoria Clancy. Clancy skating around. Attempted centering pass goes wide. Recovered by Melanson. Melanson attempted insert, is fought for by a couple players and ultimately cleared out by Brookline, but recovered by Bucari. Bucari skates around one defender. Long shot deflected by Meredith Alond and collected now by Maeve Lastly, who got sandwiched by a couple defenders, lost it, recovered by Brooks, but then she lost it. Lastly pushes it out into the neutral zone, so Weymouth resets as Sierra Melanson has to just dump it into the Brookline end. They didn't have the timing right for a proper attack, and so it's taken by Brookline, passed to Olivia Boyd. Boyd fights her way through one defender, and now she's skating away. She might have a breakaway. Olivia Boyd all by herself. She goes for the shot. Oh, she didn't have the handles. Lost control of it and couldn't quite fake it out. She had the open net. Passes it back to Sophia Hauser, but then it's taken away on the attempted pass back to Boyd. Weymouth goes back on the attack. This is now Emily Bisbee across the blue line around one defender, goes for the shot and scores. Emily Bisbee, now the 6th player to score for the Weymouth Wildcats. Couple of deflections there in the neutral zone, but ultimately the puck went to Bisbee. She faked out one defender and then had an open path to the net, and she faked out Spiller with some nice deke moves and put it easily in the back of the net, 6-0. Center ice face-off. Puck goes loose, now being battled along the boards. It goes back to Grace Lobenstein. Now a long pass goes to Delaney Miller. Miller takes it across the blue line. Miller skating with it, long shot, saved by Spiller. The goal scorers so far for Weymouth: Renna Bound, Ella Bates, Grace Lobenstein, Mayred O'Connell, Anna Rice, and now most recently Emily Bisbee. Brookline zone faceoff goes back to Bates. Bates inserts. It gets deflected. Dangerous chance. Still a dangerous chance. And I think they just called another goal. No one on the Brookline defense or the goalie could recover that one. I'm not entirely sure who gets credited with that goal, as it was a bit of a scrum around the net. I'm not sure who managed to poke it through. But that'll make this 7-0 in favor of Weymouth, as we have 2 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the second half. Center ice faceoff goes back to Weymouth. Pass to Isabel Hajar. Now a pass to Renna Bound. A Bound skating through, going for a shot. This one goes high. Rebound recovered by Bates. Passed back to Palmer. Palmer with a long insert. Goes to the back, recovered by a Bound. A Bound still skating with it. Sends it back to Hajar. Hajar winds up and fires, and a nice pad save by Spiller. Rebound recovered again by Bates, but she loses it. It's poked away by Diane Lee. Puck still loose, and Bates ultimately chases it down and keeps it in the Brookline end. Attempted centering pass, dangerous, and a Bound sends it in. And I believe that's another goal. So another goal, I believe that makes it 8-0, as Renna Bound found the puck near the net and put in the open putback. Her second goal of the game thus far. Scoreboard still reads 7-0, so maybe one of those didn't count. Hard to tell when there's this many scores in the game. Center ice faceoff is pushed all the way to the Weymouth end, but recovered by Sierra Melanson. Trying to clear it out. Diane Lee pokes it away, gets it to Olivia Boyd. A Boyd shot and deflected by Bucari. And an attempted rebound shot by Lee goes wide. Recovered by Mary Sargent. Sargent skates into the neutral zone. It's recovered in the Brookline end by, I believe, Rosetto, but couldn't quite clear it. Instead, Hauser recovers it along the back end. An attempted clearing pass goes all the way back to Melanson, and Melanson's shot goes in. I thought Spiller had it, but instead Sierra Melanson gets what is either the 8th or 9th goal of this game. Man, when slow-moving, well-covered shots like that are going in, that's when you know that the team might just not be feeling it at this point. And I don't blame them. The score on the scoreboard says 7-0, but by my count, Weymouth has 8 or 9 goals. There's only 1:36 left in this game. Most recent goal scored by Sierra Melanson. And now I believe there's a timeout on the ice as the two teams confer. So goals so far, 2 by Renna Bound, and then 1 each by Ella Bates, Emily Bisbee, Grace Lobenstein, Sierra Melanson, Mayred O'Connell, and Anna Rice. And then 1 goal that I couldn't quite identify, and I'm not sure if it counted. I can't tell if the scoreboard just hasn't caught up or if there's goals that aren't counted that I'm not aware of, as the scoreboard still reads 7-0. But by my count, it's either 8-0 or 9-0. Refs now conferring about something as we get ready for another center ice face-off. 1:36 left in this game. And Brookline has officially pulled their goalie for the last 1.5 of this game. They've got 6 skaters out on the ice here for a center ice face-off. Scrum for the puck. It's poked all the way back to Bukri. Bukri sends a long shot, goes wide of the net, and that's going to be an icing. Sophia Bukri was looking for the open net score, but her long shot from the neutral zone skips just wide. And so with 1:27, we'll have a Weymouth zone face-off. Face-off, 1 for a second by Brookline, and now there's a scrum along the boards. It's taken by Gray Davis. Davis now skating towards the net. Shot, saved by Silva. Brookline hoping they can just erase the shutout at this point. 1:15 left. Another Weymouth zone face-off. It's won by Weymouth. Passed ahead, wide of Sargent though, and so it's sent back towards the corner. Recovered by Anna Rice. Rice manages to pass it to Sargent. Sargent skating in the neutral zone. Pass goes through to Clancy. Clancy with a shot, and it's deflected wide by Riley Lackey. Recovered behind the back by Brookline, and now Brookline has to try and clear it with an empty net. There's a scrum along the boards, trying to fight for the puck. And Brookline manages to clear it away, but it goes right back to Lobenstein. Lobenstein, her shot's deflected. That might have been an attempted pass. It's recovered by Rice and sent back into the Brookline end. It goes along the back. 35 seconds left here in this game. Nina Luby skating with it, trying to get around a couple players by herself. She gets it through, loses track of the puck, but it's recovered by Diane Lee. Lee skates into the attack zone. Brookline's got a 3-on-2. Long shot by Lee goes wide. Rebound being fought for along the boards. It's ultimately recovered by Olivia Boyd. Attempted centering pass intercepted and deflected away by Weymouth. Now Lobenstein sends it into the neutral zone, but it's deflected by Luby. Now pushed ahead by Weymouth for a second, but recovered again by Luby, and that's going to be the final buzzer. So that'll do it from here at Warrior Ice Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. The final score, the scoreboard says 7-0. By my count, it was 9-0. Either way, Weymouth wins by plenty over Brookline. The goal scorers for Weymouth: 2 goals by Renna Bound, 1 goal each by Ella Bates, Emily Bisbee, Grace Lobenstein, Sierra Melanson, Mayred O'Connell, and Anna Rice, and then 1 goal that I couldn't quite identify. They almost had another goal by Mary Sargent, but it was called off due to a high stick. So a tough way to end the season for the Brookline Warriors, but still got to tip your cap to their 3 seniors, Nina Luby, Misha Akeen, and Abby Spiller. And to this whole team, it's tough when you lose so much of a season after what's been such a weird year, getting a longer delay even due to town restrictions than other teams. And so even still getting to play a few games, even with the tough results, has got to be, it's got to be still worth something. And so for the last time this year from Warrior Ice Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, my name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for listening, and have a great rest of your Saturday.